Well, my job title is cemetery conservationist. People come up to me and say, oh, how do you work in a cemetery? Would you be here at night and working it? I said, heck yeah, I'd be in here. I'll be in here 24/7 if they let me. My mom and my nephew's buried in the same cemetery. So I was down there and cleaning my nephews off after my sister moved away, and it kind of dawned on me. I was in there scrubbing, I was like, how many more people might need this service? I said, honey, I said, I want to start a business, or I want to start, a hobby of gravestone cleaning.
First, I thought he was crazy. And second of all, I was scared. I was happy for him that he wanted to take that leap, but I was also scared.
So I advertised it, and before I know it, I got my first headstone cleaning over in Mentone, Indiana. It just took off from there. Arlington National Cemetery uses this right here. D2 works just exactly like Wet and Forget. You gotta use a really soft brush on that black because you can scratch it real easy. This is just well water that I'm spraying on, that's all it is. So you want to use it, a very soft brush, and it just comes right off. Get this sprayed down, see what we look like. Well, I think this one's done. So I started going to church, and that's how me and my wife met. So after about a year of dating and stuff, we broke up.
We did break up for 3 months.
My grandpa passed, and she showed up at the funeral.
I realized that there was something special about him. Just started connecting again, and that's when he asked me back out, and we've been married 30 years. He is a caring individual. He loves our family and would just do anything for us. Being in the monument business is really driven who we are. I like being in the background doing the bookend work, taking care of what needs to be done.
My wife, she definitely likes to come. She likes to come out to sites.
No, I do not enjoy doing it at all. Craig has always been a person that's out there meeting people. He knows no stranger. It doesn't bother him to pull up to a site and talk to somebody about their loved one.
I do it because I love doing it. I do it because I want to help people, just like this.
My dad started the business, and I was thinking, well, maybe he might need help with that, or I could just do it as like traveling, so I could travel to different places.
She's our wild child. She's our rock star.
I think it brings us closer together, and there I get to find out more about her, be present in her life. I talk to her about school and things like that. So, how is school going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
I have a passion for this because I've always wanted to help people or families that can't do stuff that they used to be able to do.
You sprayed the back of my head. You nuthead. Yeah, you laugh. Does anybody have any questions? Yes. Why do I teach the gravestone cleaning classes? Because there is so much damage being done, and people with good intentions is doing the damage. It's not that they don't mean to do it, they just don't know.
We had him he probably did 40, 50 stones for us. They turned out beautiful. They were black as can be. Talked to him one day about doing classes, and he agreed to it. We'll use him for years to come, there ain't no doubt.
That stint that's in between the names, that's somebody's life. That was somebody that lived on this earth that did things. And if that's all lost, we'll never get it back. My favorite part in doing these classes is watching the excitement that people get from it. They see something that can't be legible, but then when they're done, it looks new to them. This, what I'm telling you here today, has been proven to work, been proven not to cause harm. We're not to make it look new. We're here to give it a better look.
My name is Patty Caudell. I'm the regent for the Rushville chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. We've been to several of Mr. Arnett's headstone cleaning classes, and historic preservation is one of our missions. Our missions are historic preservation, education, and patriotism. And as part of this, and for as much as you do, we would like to present you with our historic preservation certificate for everything that you do to keep history going, and that the other generations can.
Wow, I greatly appreciate it. I didn't know this was going to happen.
No, you had absolutely no clue.
I had no clue.
We know that you do this from your heart, not
Yeah.
for recognition, and that's one reason, the main reason why we think you should be recognized is because you do it from your heart.
Wow.
And we appreciate it very
Well,
much.
I appreciate it. Appreciate all of you, and thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Wow.
That's all.
Thank you. I just wow, you made me cry. Like back in the day, the cemeteries was picnic areas. And now anymore, people think cemeteries are scary or they don't want to talk about it a whole lot. I think a lot of it's got to do with the movies. That's the only time where you really see a cemetery in action. It's in a movie, it's gravestones, it's grave people coming out of the graves and going to get you and things like that. And people make it scary. I mean, they're not around it. But I think if we talk about it more, it's not going to be so scary. And I tell people it's the live ones you got to watch out for. It's something we're all going to have to do sooner or later, and we're not going to get around it. So, I mean, embrace it and make good of it. This is your grandma and grandpa. Back in 1999, when my mom passed, she got diagnosed with cancer, and it was aggressive. It was very aggressive. And then about 2 days before Mother's Day, she passed away. When us kids, we were sitting there around her bed when she took her last breath, and it was like a relief. I mean, because we knew how much pain she was in. It was kind of horrible towards the end, that, you know, watching your mom go through that. Well, I hope I make her proud of what I'm doing. Yeah, I really missed her a lot. Both of them quite a bit. Here we are at my nephew's. His name is Daryl Scott Ousley. And he was born, the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck, and that's how he had cerebral palsy and things, and had a feeding tube and things like that. And he may not have been able to do much, but he did a lot more than what people think he did. So yeah, he had an impact on people that you didn't know. You know, and like a headstone says, in God's care, he sure is. When I get ready to go, that he's gonna come running up to me. He's not gonna be in no more wheelchair. You know, that's gonna be something to see. Because, yep, we're only here for a short time. So, yep, we'll see you next time, little buddy. Well, I think the reason why a lot of it didn't want to talk about death is, I mean, that's it. I mean, that's final. But I mean, we're all going to have to do it. And there's a lot that does it, some sooner and some later. But I think we ought to talk about death a lot more than what we do. I mean, it's really nothing to be scared of. And don't waste your life away. Because as you can tell, working in a cemetery, life is pretty short when you really come down to it.